Two lawsuits have been filed against the Trump administration yesterday and today. Let's go through what those lawsuits are and talk about what are some important things to watch for. So the first one is Alliance for Retired Americans and one of the big public sector unions against Scott Bessent, who is the Secretary of the Treasury and the Department of Treasury. This is on behalf of federal workers who are having their identity and other information taken by Musk and his team. It is basically the causes of action. What they're suing on is that this is exceeding their constitutional authority to do these sorts of things. And in particular, when an agency takes action, whether it's Treasury or another one, they can't just make up, right? I mean, it can't be, it's called, the 25-cent legal term is arbitrary and capricious. You can't just be like, well, I'm doing this because. And they are arguing that that's exactly what Musk and DOGE are doing. They're essentially acting on behalf of the Treasury in a way that is arbitrary and capricious. The number for this case is 1:25 CV00313. For both of these cases, you can look it up. Just do a Google search. You can also go to pacer.gov. Now you have to open an account there, but anybody can do it. You don't have to be an attorney, and you can see the filings there. And you do have to pay a certain amount for the page download, so you have to be cognizant of that, but it's a good way to keep track of what's going on. The second one is John and Jane Doe versus the Department of Justice. This is a class action. So the first one's not a class action. They're individual organizations suing. The second one is a class action on behalf of FBI employees who the Department of Justice is seeking information about, particularly with regard to their activities investigating the J6 prosecutions. So this one is brought by the Center for Employment Justice, and there are a number of different causes of action there. There's a First Amendment violation this is one thing to keep in mind for federal sector workers. You do have constitutional protections, right? You got a due process protection. You got First Amendment protections. This is not true of private sector folks. So they're arguing that by taking this action, they're essentially making a political statement and violating their First Amendment rights. They talk about their Fifth Amendment due process rights to be able to resist turning over this information and to be able to contest their termination. They also argue that there is a privacy statute and that sharing these FBI agents' names will be a violation of that statute and can put them in danger, because there are a lot of people who are really angry, and he just pardoned all those J6 folks, and we saw what they did before. There's concern they will do it again. This one is 1:25 CV00325. Both of them have been filed in federal court in the District of Columbia. It's one of the more powerful federal courts, and that court, unlike other federal courts throughout the nation, has jurisdiction over a lot of actions involving government institutions. So what am I watching for? Who is this going to be assigned to? So which judge gets it? It's a random assignment system. So we'll see who's on the wheel, and is this somebody who's a Trump appointee or somebody who is not and perhaps has been more supportive, for instance, of the J6 prosecutions. So that is to be seen. The second piece is how quickly this moves. Obviously, Elon Musk is moving quickly, and it's going to be difficult if this continues much longer to put the genie back in the bottle. I'll be interested to see if either one of these litigants files something called a motion for a temporary restraining order, which asks the court to take immediate action to stop the other side from doing what they're doing while the lawsuit is pending. So I'll be watching to see if that happens in the coming days. And again, I'm sure it will be reported, but you can also see it on Pacer. So those are the two. And there are other lawsuits against DOGE. These are the ones the one yesterday is the most recent. And then, of course, this class action against DOJ and the FBI agents was just filed this morning. So will be interesting. Stay tuned for the rest of you guys. Good luck out there. Interesting times.